Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Name of the day is Pixel. You can also call me Nate, you can call me Nathan, but please never call me Nathaniel, and welcome to the Never Daily Show. We are going to do some Covenant 25 win streaking again, but I'm also using this as a chance to talk about what are my plans now that I finished my guide that I've been working on for a while. So we're going to try to do I'll play the games. I'm not going to be too serious about it, but I want to just kind of give an update of what I am thinking in the future, what I want to do with Twitch, what I want to do with YouTube, and just kind of give you an impression of what you can expect to see, at least in the next few months, potentially longer. We'll see. Let me switch over to the standard setup here. And let's get into a run. So probably a good place to start with the discussion is just like, what was the original plan here? So we had, I started streaming, I think in, let me actually see, I think I've been streaming now since April of this year. It definitely started during, once the, hold on, let me check. It started during when I was quarantining for COVID in Germany. So I had a lot of not extra time, but just like had a lot of time at home, and had decided that for a long time, that I was playing games. I play games a lot. In fact, the game I'd been playing before I started streaming was Dark Souls 3. And I'd played Dark Souls 3 probably, I don't even know, 4 or 5 times without ever actually finishing the game. And kept quitting, kept coming back to it, kept quitting, kept coming back to it. Normally it was just because of either I'd get frustrated or I would get, and something else would come out and I'd go play that new game instead, or for whatever reason. I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And yeah, so let me just check. When did I start here? Let's see. Yeah, so May. May is when I first started streaming. So anyway. So this was like back in March or April. So during quarantine, I'd finally finished playing through Dark Souls 3. Super thrilled about it, right? I've been trying to play this game for like over a year, having started and restarted and started and restarted and started. And after a year of trying to play this game and finally finishing it, I finished the end credits and I sat there thinking, well, I kind of feel a little bit empty. Like I had spent all this time and I was really like thrilled that I had finally finished Dark Souls 3. But I don't know, it kind of felt weird. It was like one of the first times where I finished a game and just was kind of like, at the end of the day, like nobody cares. Like, yeah, it was a big deal for me because I hadn't played, I hadn't been able to finish this game for so long and I'd been trying it for so long. But like, yeah, like nobody knew, nobody cared, and it was a really strange feeling for me. So I decided that I wanted to try to figure out a way that I could still play games, but build a kind of community element to playing games, something that I hadn't yet done. So that for me was like the catalyst for streaming at all. And at the same time, while I was kind of sorting all this out in my mind, I also had started playing games with my daughters pretty regularly. Started playing, first was Portal with my older daughter Lily, who's 8, and then later on started playing Undertale with my younger daughter, as well as other games. We've tried like The Sims, we've tried No Man's Sky, and I think if you've been watching my YouTube channel for a long time, or even on Twitch, you'll see some of those from, not too long ago, but from a while ago. And I played with my daughters for some very specific reasons. One of the main ones was because I I noticed that they were struggling to how do I say it? They were both struggling to do difficult things. I don't know how to explain that. Like they would get really frustrated anytime that we asked them to do something that was like mildly difficult. And I mean, obviously they're kids, right? So like that's pretty typical of kids anyway. But I really wanted them to develop more like resistance to if things are hard, that it's okay for things to be hard, that they would not get so frustrated when things didn't go exactly how they wanted, and try to like build up this resilience to having to work hard. And the thought was like, I'm not very good at a lot of things. Like I do music a little bit, but mostly I don't do a lot of sports. I don't really like camping. I don't really like fishing. So those kinds of things where you see like, you know, the typical movie bonding things that people do with their kids are not really the kinds of things that I normally do. So I was a little bit trying to figure out like, what do I want to do with my kids to help them develop this resilience when, you know, I don't really do a lot of the things that you would normally take them. Like you'd go camping with them, you'd have them join a sport, or I don't know, lots of those kinds of things that you could do. And what I landed on eventually was that I would start playing video games with them and play difficult games with them to try to, you know, when the games would get difficult and they would start to get frustrated, try to help them work through it, deal with their frustrations, deal with their anger at the game if they were not playing as well as they wanted to, and be willing to actually fail at things. That was another thing that I noticed, is that they would be very upset anytime they did something and didn't work out. So if they were coloring, if they were trying to play piano or play guitar, or just anytime that something would happen that it didn't go exactly how they planned, they would get super upset about it. And so I wanted to also use it as a chance to say like, hey, you can fail at things. It's okay to fail. You can even fail a lot. And the point is that you don't stop trying it even when you're failing. So summarizing back, right? So there's these two different things that are happening at the same time. So one was me trying to find a way to build a community around playing the games that I was enjoying, because I didn't want to keep feeling like this, like I'm doing things that I feel really like happy about, but not having anyone to share it with. And at the same time, I'm spending time playing games for a different reason, which is to help my kids develop skills. And so I had these like two conflicting things, and I wanted to tackle both in a way that one would help build this community for me, and then the other would allow me to have this quality time with my kids and also to help develop them. So anyway, as I was doing this, finally landed. First, I tried just like trying to get friends and stuff to start playing games together, or even with my wife, that we would start playing more together than before. And this was kind of working, but it wasn't really like, my wife doesn't really like to play the same kind of games. She doesn't like to play like Dark Souls or things like that. She was fine when we were playing things that had heavy story elements. Like she loved doing The Witcher 3 together, and she likes like the Uncharted series. But a lot of the games that I play that are really challenging, not because of like story, but even things like Monster Train or things like that, she's not really interested in it. So after trying a bunch of different things, talking with friends about maybe we do like game nights with friends, things like that, finally landed on trying to stream. Not really expecting much from it, just as a, hey, it would be cool if there was a few people that would watch and would enjoy watching me basically work through a game that was quite difficult, challenging, that I could push myself, create unique challenges around, and try stuff out. So that was the Twitch part of it. With YouTube, I wanted to do something completely different. With YouTube, the intention was, I want to share this experience I'm having with my kids of taking video games and doing it not just, you know, for playing for fun, but also to use video games as a way to help my kids develop life skills. So this was the intention with the YouTube channel. Very shortly after starting to stream, there wasn't a lot of audience coming in very early on. I had like a couple of guys that were watching like every once in a while, and it was really slow. So I started thinking, okay, well maybe I'll start posting, since I don't have anything yet to post for my, developing my kids' videos. I'll start posting stuff from my Twitch streams. And that's what I started doing. So I would stream or record, post it on YouTube, and then eventually started getting that like feedback loop, right? Of people would watch on YouTube, then they would watch on Twitch. The people on Twitch would then watch on YouTube, and back and forth and back and forth. Started doing some more, I would say, different kinds of creative things. Started if you very early on, did like the state of the game discussions with Narninian and Sinis and Link, and others. Like, yeah, from a while ago now. It's months since we started doing those. Doing the different challenges. We had the Monster Train League for a while, and everything kind of, my plans all around doing these things with my kids and kind of doing this experience with playing with them kind of got derailed and put on the back burner in favor of more and more content related to Monster Train, which is, again, not really the original intent. The original intent was to have my streaming be the game that I'm playing, and then the YouTube was going to be focused more on this experience I'm having with my kids. I started also then streaming, trying to like kind of merge the two. I started streaming with the kids, and that was okay. But to be honest, they don't love it too much. They don't love streaming. They love recording and playing. Like, they love doing it, but they don't really like the streaming aspect as much. What do I want to put endless onto? Do I put endless on a draft? I have no reform right now. Gotta think about this. Sorry, the part of this as I realized that I was playing a game for a minute. I don't really want to put endless on the draft. I think I just want to give him more stats. Anyway, so tried merging the two. Started posting also on YouTube the different streams I was doing with my daughters, and that was kind of getting there. Yeah, that's fair. 5 damage AoE for free. Yeah, that's fair. But none of that really got a lot of traction. Even like posting into those communities where I was playing the games, like, people just weren't that interested in seeing full gameplay. At least my impression was. I don't know. I didn't talk to these people, but my impression was that they weren't so interested in watching like full gameplay vids of me playing with my daughter. So I ended up kind of stopped doing that type of content and just went full on onto Monster Train. And in the meantime, I've been playing with my daughters, but just nothing that serious in the end. So that's where I was at basically for the last few months. And then I started working on recently actually doing a legitimate video on playing Undertale with my daughter. And things progressed really well, but then I started doing this guide, which, I mean, I'm really happy about, these Monster Train champion guides. But again, it completely like derailed all the work that I've been doing with the stuff with my daughters. And to be honest, that's really the content that I have been most interested in. It's the content that I've been really passionate about, and I mean, I've been loving doing Monster Train stuff, so it's not that I don't love the Monster Train stuff, it's just that it wasn't the original intention, and I'd like to go back to doing some of the stuff that I initially planned. And I have this video that's been sitting for like 3.5 months that I've been wanting to work on ever since Elena and I finished playing through Undertale. Been wanting to make this video, but I've been holding off because I've wanted, you know, I wanted to make the Monster Train guide. I've wanted to do it for a lot of reasons, but a lot of it has to do with just I wanted to do something that would be helpful for people, would help them to learn something from my experience, and was a little bit more how to say it, a little bit more of can't think of the right words for it. Something that was a lot more effort, like that I could really put into something, as a kind of like testing of myself of how much am I willing to put into doing videos like this, and really test whether this is something that I could imagine myself doing long term. Could I really put, you know, and in this case with these videos, it was something like 60 hours worth into this 8 parts. So it was originally going to be like a 2-hour-long video reviewing the champions. Ended up being more like an 8-hour video. But that 8-hour video broken into segments took me about 40 hours to do. So really, basically all of my spare time, with, you know, trying to also balance doing stuff with the kids, doing stuff with my wife, but a lot of my time was put into making sure these videos came out in a relatively short time. And I'm really happy with how they turned out. Certainly they're not perfect, but I think it's the best content I've done. Out of all of my Monster Train content, I think for certain it's the most I've put effort into. But long term, doing strategy-based guides, doing that kind of stuff is not really so... oh, finally we get it molded. It's not really so interesting for me. It's not what I'm very passionate about. Like, doing guides isn't really like... yeah, it's not really the thing that I envisioned myself doing on YouTube and on Twitch long term. So I'm happy that I did them. I'm happy that I put the effort in, but it's not. I'm not intending to do really educational gaming content as a staple of what I do in the future. So what does that mean then? What did I get out of it? I mean, the major thing that I got out of it is before I did all of this, I had almost no experience doing any type of video editing, doing any type of streaming, doing any type of like, this is like completely out of my wheelhouse. And I've had to learn everything basically just through trial and error. A lot of error, but certainly have gotten a lot better, I think, over time. You'll notice that if you go through my YouTube stuff, there was like this kind of period after the Seraph guide up until the every card review. During that period, I tried a lot of different stuff to try to challenge my skills at video editing. So I did that 30 run where I do like kind of faster speeds, music, and things like that. I did the Country Kitchen guide, and by the way, that Country Kitchen guide had like 5 other guides that I never released because it never got traction, but I used them as a way to kind of push myself into doing more more creative types videos, and testing out different types of video editing software. So I've been bouncing around different video editing software until I finally landed on what I'm using now. So all of this was a way for me to have a kind of risk-free personal development in how I want to create content, and how to video edit, and how to do all these basic things, which again, I just have no experience in historically. It's not what I do for my job. It's not what I've done in school. Last time, so before I started doing YouTube videos, the last time that I made a video or did video editing was in like high school for a high school project. So it's really, really like not something that I'm very adept at. But then all of this experience now coming back has put me in a place where I feel much more confident being able to do the kinds of videos that I want to do. So, okay, so that was a lot of background. So sorry about that, and a little bit of rambling background, but that's the setting the stage. So I started streaming to build a community, started YouTube with the intention of doing these videos with my kids, derailed that to do a lot of Monster Train content, improve my skills at Monster Train. I think I want Petrified Skull here, but I'm trying to decide between Petrified Skull and Blessed Sword. I think we're going to do the Skull. And now I'm at the place where I have done all of the major Monster Train content that I envisioned myself doing, that's at least of the educational content, and I want to pivot back. So Twitch, in general, will remain largely unchanged from the type of content you see now. So I'm not intending, again, to dramatically change Twitch. Still gonna do the Never Daily Show. Still planning on doing a lot of like the other same kinds of content, challenges, and more of the educational content that I do, but just less where I'm, you know, going crazy building in really detailed strategy guides and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a mix similar to what I've been doing the last few months, but primarily you can expect that Twitch is going to be about the same as it has been. YouTube is going to change in that my main YouTube channel, the Never Nathaniel channel, will mostly just be VODs from Twitch. So I probably won't be doing any major guides for the foreseeable future. I might do one-offs when there are like updates to Monster Train, or if I start playing another game and there's a similar setup, I might do some one-offs, but I think those are going to be more rare than common. More common will be just straight up VODs coming out of the YouTube or the Twitch challenges that I do, or just Twitch gameplay in general. I'm going to be, in fact I already created it, I have my second channel now, which is going to be entirely focused on this other series. This series focused on what I've been doing with my kids. That's the Growing Through Gaming channel. You'll see that pop up as one of my recommended channels on my main YouTube. And I think the first video, this first Growing Through Gaming video about Undertale, is likely going to go live next week. That's the goal. We'll see if I'm able to do that, but the current plan is that I try to get it finished in the next, by next weekend. That's my personal goal. We'll see how well I do with that. Would be thrilled if I can manage it, but we'll see. And that's likely to be more of the kind of content that I do in the future. So I'm hopeful that that content is also interesting for a lot of people. I know that it's going to be very different than what I've been doing with YouTube and Twitch in the past. But that's really where I would say I have something that I'm very passionate about and something that I want to share, because this experience has been really surprising to me. I mean, playing through Undertale with Elena was a little bit, I don't know the right word for it. It was a little bit surprising. I don't know. Surprising seems very weak compared to how it felt about it, but like, I was impressed by how much she was internalizing this experience. And I think there is this period now where a lot of people that grew up with video games, you know, they're having kids. Like I had kids quite young, so I know not a lot of people are in my same situation, but a lot of gamers or people that grew up gaming a lot, they now have kids and they want to introduce their kids into games. But there's like this weird thing where like there are educational games which are like geared toward, you know, the typical stuff you would get at school, like math and science and stuff, which is fine. But at least my experience as a parent, those games are not super fun. Like they're not super fun for me as a parent to play with my kids. Like it's okay, it's not awful, but it's not really like that interesting either for me. Here's a good question. Do we go double up on Siren of the Sea, or do we just take the one we have? I think I'd rather just take the one I have and then duplicate it. My kids are 8 years old and 6 years old. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you're exactly right. It's one step away from doing homework. It's not that interesting. But then when they play or they just like have their kids play games or play games with their kids, it's like purely about just having fun. And I think that there is this line between the two that is not fully utilized very well. And, you know, as I'm just kind of getting into this now. Actually, we'll take a Nameless Siren. I think that's quite good. We'll put multi-strike on the Nameless Siren, and I want some tankiness on my Siren of the Sea. Oh, this is going to be a problem, though. I don't have enough capacity. I need a third capacity slot. Let's get some tankiness on you for now. We're going to have to do a 2-floor setup. Oh, Endless. Endless on a Siren of the Seas. Oh, wait, but no, we talked about this. Endless on a Drag is actually really good. It's a solid AoE unit. We'll take that. And then we'll just get some extra health onto our Siren. I'm going to get one more capacity before the end. But yeah, so there's just like this like part in between where like you can play games that are not educational games and still have a really fun experience, but also use it as an opportunity to talk with your kids about stuff. There, and this is actually the starting of the first video. I highlight this point. So it's, if you played Undertale, it's right before you fight Toriel. So you've entered the world of Undertale. It's right at the beginning. You have to do some like really easy puzzles. I don't think we have any damage spell at all. All of our AoE. Oh no, we do. We have Titan's Tooth and we have Crypt Builder. That's fine. Titan's Tooth should be enough to kill most everything. I'm playing games right now with them, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah. So getting to this part. So we're playing Undertale. And she was really having a hard time. I think we need Siren of the Sea to block for you. Let's get you killing these haste units. She was really having a hard time doing the fights. She's like not enjoying it at all. It's like way more difficult than she was expecting, right? Because it's like this cute little game. And this cute little game is asking her to do like all these fights that are just like really difficult. They're not just cakewalks like the kinds of games that she's used to. And so we get to the part with Toriel, and you know, you go to bed, you wake up, you go talk to Toriel. She wants to tell you snail facts. Again, all this stuff is kind of ridiculous, but it's kind of hilarious in context with the game. And then Toriel tells her that she shouldn't leave, or tells the character she shouldn't leave because it's dangerous and she, you know, might die and all this kind of stuff. And Elena then, in real life, says to me, "I don't want to fight any more monsters. I don't want to keep having to fight monsters." And I said, "Okay, well, you can stop. Like, we can stop playing." But there's no more game. If you stop now, it's over. There's nothing else that we can do in this game. And so she like thought about it for like a while. And she said, okay, I'm okay to keep going. I don't want to fight any monsters. I don't want to have to fight anybody, but I like the game. I want to keep playing. And it was one of the first times where that experience actually happened, right? Like the whole goal of this was to help her work through challenging situations in games. And it was like, it was weird seeing this in real time, her actually going through that mental process of like, am I okay? I like this game. I've liked what I've played so far, but am I okay playing more of it knowing that it's going to be this hard? And ultimately she decided that she was willing to try it. And, but yeah, it was like I kind of knew that experience was going to happen, but it still kind of blew me away. No, well, she did a pacifist runs, but doing it, she more or less. Spoiler: she ended up killing Asgard. she's like, he's been so nice, but I want to leave, so I'm gonna kill him. She did complete pacifist run all the way through until Asgard, and then or not, it's not Asgard, is it? Yeah, Asgard, right? That's the name of the king. Anyway, got all the way to that point, and they decided to kill the king. But anyway, it was interesting for me to like watch her go through all of those like mental steps of deciding what was she going to do. Was she going to actually finish this game, or was she going to stop playing because it was too hard? She decides to keep playing. And I had a similar experience with Lily with Portal. There were several times when we were playing Portal together where she was like, I don't know if I want to play this. This is really hard. I was like, yeah, I know that it's really hard. I know that it's really hard. That's why I wanted to play this game with you, because I wanted you to have this experience of playing a really hard game. So both of them had that very same reaction And yeah, they're both very intelligent. They're smart kids, but they're also it's like all kids, right? They don't want to do hard things necessarily. They'd much rather do something that's easy and fun over something that's more difficult. They do that with swimming, with music, with anything, really. They get really excited when they start, but then once things get difficult, they right away want to give up. So it was cool. It was really eye-opening to me that it happened like in real time as I planned it, right? That this was actually the experience that they were getting. So it was kind of cool. So I want to share that. I think that are they gifted? My older daughter might be gifted a little bit. We have not officially tested her for anything, but she's very, very different, both socially and emotionally, how she handles things. My younger daughter is much more normal. She's a lot more like my wife. My older daughter is a lot more like me. I don't know that I'm gifted. I was tested for things in school, but nothing ever came out of it. So I never had ADHD. I never had any of that stuff. But they sure tested the hell out of me, trying to check if I did. But yeah, so that's for me. That was super interesting, and I think it's an experience would be interesting for people to have a kind of insight into. How can you do something more with your kids than just like play, more boring style video games? So, as I said, I don't know that's going to be the permanent future of what I do, but it's definitely the thing that I'm most passionate about right now, and I have a strong interest in developing more content around that. So that's what I'm planning to have more of start to show up on YouTube in the future. And I say YouTube, I mean, I'm going to have two channels. So it's not that I'm going to only do one or only do the other. The plan is to have the two. One that's more what I'm doing on stream and that type of content. And then a second that's more focused on what I'm doing with this growing through gaming stuff. So that is my kind of informal channel announcement of at least the plans in the next little while. You're going to die due to... We cannot fit you in here. We can just outright play a Titan's Tooth. That should kill you. And also why, as a heads up, you're probably not going to see many new guides coming onto Monster Train for a while. I have all these videos in the back burner, and I want to... get through them and start getting more of that content out. Guardian's Amulet's okay. I think... Do I want something like Preserve? I don't think I can fit a Glacial Seal. I'm already going to need extra capacity to fit this Nameless Siren on the same floor. I think Preserve is okay. It does allow us to do some interesting setups. I also really like Wicked Blaze. We only have the one molded right now, and we have so much garbage we need to get rid of out of our deck. So the games I'm playing right now. So we finished Undertale. I have on the docket The Witness. So I'm playing with Lily, The Witness. It took me a long time to find a game to play with Lily. That's my older daughter. It took me a long time to find a game that I could play with her that we both enjoyed. Her big favorite thing right now is Minecraft, and as I'm so happy that she loves that game. I am not so interested in Minecraft, so it's hard for me. I really should. I really should just like kind of suck it up and play it with her because she loves it so much. But I struggle to motivate myself to do that, if I'm honest. Let's purge out a couple more Train Stewards. And then with Elena right now, I'm playing through Portal. So I had decent footage of Portal from playing with Lily, where we recorded, but I lost some of the footage, and especially I lost her battle with GLaDOS, and that had some of the best content. Was her experience fighting GLaDOS was both hilarious, tragic, and also when she finally did it, I was really proud of her. But lost all that footage, so unfortunately I can't do a video of playing through Portal with Lily. I will do it with Elena, and this is what we're playing right now. And it's very interesting to see their dynamics because Elena is much more, how do I say it? She's much more adept at like following instructions. She's really good at just following instructions and doing what the game wants her to do. Lily is much more interested in kind of doing her own thing. I don't think playing a Spike of the Stygian right now makes sense. Lily likes to do her own thing. But Lily's also much better at games in general. It's like she's much more like she's got more coordination, she's got more like natural ability to play games, but she just gets super distracted and wants to kind of do her own thing. She's not really so interested in following the game's rules. She has her own rules that she wants to follow. So it's sometimes difficult to get her to stay on task with what the game actually wants her to do. What do I want to do with this Whiplash? I mean, this guy's probably coming back later. Which one's endless? Are you endless? Are any of you... None of you are endless. Where's my endless one? You still in the deck? Oh, wait a minute. One of you has to be my endless one. Did I not ever put endless on one of these? I thought I did put endless on one of these drafts. Am I going insane right now? I don't know. Anyway, we'll do it like this. We'll bring this guy back. Yeah, there you are. Wait. I'm so confused. There's my endless one. My gosh. My brain is like not working. No, I thought I did. I did it eventually because the thought was that, and I think it makes a lot of sense to have a kind of endless trigger. I could have played that on the top floor. That would have been much better. Because this guy is absolutely going to get killed here. I'm okay just getting rid of this guy. These guys are easy to kill off. I don't really care about getting Tight Tooth on them. I actually want to just incant up here. I really need to get more incants on the top floor. That's my kill floor. And right now it's just die floor, so we should address that. Let's put this onto one of these. Get you like this, and hope you hit it. We missed. That's fine though. Still got the incant out. There's our buddy again. Let's bring back the draft. Put you on the bottom. I think we can give, let's do this. Give you some more stats. And give you Whiplash is fine. That guy's going to be huge once he comes back. But we really need to kill that top floor, which we are not doing very well. Oh, we can toss the Endless Draft up there. Helps a bit. Bring back another draft. You can block one hit down here. Doesn't really do much else. 2 incants. Puts you at 29. Which is not enough to kill the front unit. We're going to take... No, they're all going to die to Jack Strips. That's awesome. But let's still incant up here. Perfect damage on them. Get our Endless Boy back. I do like just getting a bunch of Frostbite onto you. Need to play this up. Get this on you and foreground power. And I don't know if we're going to have enough damage at the top here. You won't have any more life. Oh, you have 2 more lifesteal. Let's blast you with a Crypt Builder. Get our Endless Drag out here for fun. And then we can outright play a Titan's Tooth and a foreground power. That might be enough to kill you. It actually was enough to kill you. That's amazing. Oh yeah, we hit just over a damage threshold that we were needing to aim for. What do we want to do here? Drain? I guess for a guard, we could do that. The problem is a lot of the cards that we get are not really great with Gifts for a Guard. I don't think we need another Preserve. I think we skip here. Votivary. Engulfed in Smoke is kind of interesting. Members of the Melted. We don't really need a lot of Ember. I like Engulfed in Smoke. I think it's fine. If we can make it -1 and holdover, we can play other spells first to consume. We don't need any more unit upgrades. Let's get some spell upgrades finally. It's -1 on it. Although double stack on it would be really good too. Well, we don't want double stack and holdover. That's too expensive. Permafrost on Spike of the Stygian. Don't need that on either of those. I think removing Consume makes the most sense on Petrified Skull. We can bring it back down to 0 cost. And just add some damage to our builder. It's all looking really good. Yeah, Calcified Embers. Gotta love it. Get that easy damage onto Seraph the Diligent. The only issue is that... oh, actually, here too. The only issue is that you... they don't count as spells, so they don't trigger incants. But they were going to be in the deck anyway. So we might as well take advantage of them. This guy kills the floor. That's really good news. And we can already start with you guys up top. As long as we have drafts, we'll kill the bottom floor. We did not get a draft here. But we do have a nameless... we have the Titan Sooth. Let's put you down here. Hit you like that. And we can engulf it in smoke here. And then I like to actually preserve this Calcified Ember. There's a chance we could just play it and get rid of it on another turn. It's not this turn, but there will be a turn when we can do that. Let's bring back our buddy up here. Are you dying? You are dying. That's really good news. And then Energy Siphon. Okay, I'm not going to play the other one. I want to keep this Calcified Ember in hand for later. Although we do have a third one. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, it's probably okay. I can always just remove them if I need to, but I'd prefer to... Oh, man, that would be really nice to play it now. Get you in there. How are we doing damage-wise on that floor? Hitting this would have been huge, but, you know, life is what it is. How are we doing up top here? We have a solid Yeet Stick. We can block damage with the Endless Drag. I think just Wicklash is enough to kill you. Then we can put this drag down here. Yeet this guy. And that looks really solid. Cool. We have enough damage to kill these bigger dudes now. More Energy Siphon. We can actually play out the Calcified Ember. Seems good. Do we need to do that here, though? It's not a spell. I kind of like to do it here. And then put this guy down, and then that kills everything. We can do Preserve onto this Deadweight, I guess. It means we won't draw it again, which is something. And we aren't going to have enough cards to fill up our hand. Get rid of you. Still want to block with you, I think. Engulfed in Smoke. You know what? Let's do it down here. that's good enough for now. We're actually going to be at 10 cards. Okay, so we can put you here and hit you with the Calcified Ember. And then I think I still want to incant up top, I think, over... Although hitting you with this Crypt Builder is actually really good. 330 damage. We can double Foregone up top. Dang it, we lost our Spike of the Stygian, but maybe we get it back. Who knows? Get you up top here. Play this out, and then we're hoping it hits Titan's Tooth. Dang it. I think we still have enough damage. We do not yet have enough damage. We can yeet you. Do some AoE. Energy Siphon. Molded to bring back the draft. And the question is, where do we put him? I kind of like him in the back. Because he'll do a lot of damage with Wicklash. Preserve. Are we going to be able to kill him? I think we're dead. 4 times is enough to kill us. Well, okay then. If I put him up front, I don't think it would have changed anything though. I think we needed him in the back. Maybe in second position would have been better. Yeah, that would have been a little bit better to put him in second position. We would have gotten an extra 19 damage out. Or no, not 19. What is that? 5, almost 100 damage. That actually would have been enough. Well, too bad. Well, there you go. That's what I get for not paying attention. Alright, so we're going to do a legit full game now. And make our way. Now we have Sentient plus Umbra. Really feeling a explosive run. But let's see how it goes. With Lifesteal 2, I think explosive is really good. Yeah. With all this lifesteal, all we need to do is increase the damage on the Sentient a bit, and we can get a lot of solid explosive damage. This should be fine. We just need to get some... any damage morsel will work. Play up on the top lane, or top floor. That's damage morsel and lifesteal to start with. That's incredible. Get you guys down here. Glimmer's great here. We aren't going to be able to get enough. Actually getting some legit damage here. Let's put you... I don't know why... you know what? We need to protect you. Let's put you like this. We're not going to play the Immortal Trade yet. Glimmer. And since you're all going to die anyway, and we only have 1 restore, I like just getting more stuff onto you. Okay, our buddy's going to die here. That's life. We really want... Oh my gosh, okay. Now the question is, do we just use an Immortal Trade? I kind of like it. I think it's really good. Although... Yeah, I think Immortal Trade's just really good. We can barely play this Weight of Contrition, but we're going to wreck these fools on this floor. With 1 restore to rule them all. Also more lifesteal. Although we were going to die anyway. But kind of an interesting build here. A lifesteal oriented... Ooh. Sharpen is really good. Sharpen is guaranteed damage on our Sentient, and it kills the backline. Mind Collapse is a potential Ember Drain enabler. I mean, Animus of Will is the obvious choice. But Shadow Eater is really good AoE. Shattered Shell's also decent AoE. I think the bigger problem is going to be... Well, let me think. In that... I think we'll take the Animus of Will. We'll take the Animus of Will. And then we'll buff it. We can give it just pure damage stats. Or maybe we also mix in 1 health buff as well. I don't want Large Stone on it. Endless doesn't really make sense. I think we just get 10 damage like that. And then we'll get a 25 health later on. Husk Hermit's kind of interesting. We could get an Endless Husk Hermit to deal with. All the backliners. Just play it on the bottom floor. Because even then during Seraph the Diligence fight, all we need is plus 10 damage and it's going to kill the backliners. This is fine. Ideally we get any type of regen. We'll kill 2 of the 3. We did not get any type of regen there. But we did get Shade Splitter. We can Mind Collapse one of them. We can also put a Train Steward in front to protect the damage here. That's probably okay. Take 3 damage. 1, 2. You will do barely enough damage to kill the Collector here, and that's more valuable to me. Getting some extra... Yeah, you're not really in good shape here, buddy, but that's life. Any damage on you is going to be really good. We didn't get any damage. We can put you here, I guess. Or we can get a Train Steward. Nah, we'll get you in here. And then I think we're okay to do a Mortal Trade here. We're going to have 2 Embers still. More Immortal Trade on you. Keeps you around a little bit longer. A Sharpen... That's a lot of damage. 108. It's pretty good. Our Animus of Will is going to die, though. We need to get any kind of damage onto our buddy up here. Although we could always just put the Husk Hermit in the back. It's going to do 9 extra damage. That seems okay. And then... Glimmer, Glimmer. Any restores and we just win. Okay, we were going to win anyway. Easy. Cool. A little bit of a weird one. Wildwood Sap. That's the kind of thing we need. Space Prism's also kind of interesting. That we can then fit morsels on that floor. Or not even morsels. We can fit, if we use Space Prism on the top, we can fit the sweep unit at the end. On the top as well. We need more unit upgrades. I don't think we'll take another unit. Yeah, we don't need either of these. So I think then it's plus damage onto... So plus health onto the Animus of Will. And then plus damage onto... Oh, Multi-Strike would have also been really good. Do we have any way to get Ember? Maybe. But we're not going to take this. I will take this one. Get it onto the Animus of Will. It's unfortunate. It probably would have been better on the other one, but I thought maybe we would get money. So just unlucky. Any money at all would have meant that we could have gotten the multi-strike, which would have been really good. But I think we just get the damage so we can make sure we're clearing the back line. Yeah. Because during Seraph the Diligent, the units don't do a lot of damage. This is fine. So we do this. Oh, you heal. I was like, why is that happening the way that it is? Get that in there. We don't need to do lifesteal. Cool. Get you up here. 1. Pick you off. 2. And Glimmer. Very cool. Space Prism, keep stacking, restores. We need some kind of damage. Get you in there. But we have enough damage to kill these fools. I'm just worried about long term. We really need to get some way to get lifesteal rolling. I like more health on you. You can fit you in there just fine. You're dying due to... Okay, that's actually really good. This is fine. That's actually perfect. Then we can bring you back. Get you in the back here and give you Wildwood Sap. Alright. There's the damage. So that you can actually do some life steal oriented stuff. We can fit you here. Restore and Glimmer. And then just extra lifesteal. Makes the world go round. Really solid. Cool. A very different kind of build, but I like it a lot. Lifesteal oriented sentience. Explosive sentient. Kind of cool. Spreading Spores is the Seraph the Diligent killer. Is that better than Furnace Tab? I think with this build it is. Don't need any more units, and I think we just want more... Is it more Ember? Or more Draw? It's probably more Draw. And then we get cost reduction on stuff. As many things as we can to get 0 cost is going to be the best for us. So with that, let's get some 0 cost stuff. Starting with Spreading Spores. We could just stack an insane amount of Immortal Trades. The biggest problem is the Ember Drain. How do we deal with the Ember Drain? Do we take Mind Collapse and then give it +10 as a holdover? That's a way we can generate Ember, even when we have a lot of Ember Drain. I definitely want Spreading Spores to be 0. And get money. And then more explosive. It should be really good. With Sharpen, we can get guaranteed damage. Armor. I think armor is okay. As long as we can get a Sharpen out, we should be fine. That's actually not what I wanted to do there. Whoops. Meant to put that on the top floor. Do we have enough damage with this? This is doing 19 damage. So we can put you here. Hit you like... Okay. Math is hard. Try this one more time. You gotta start with it. It's not quite enough damage. It goes down from 19 to 16, which is 1 damage off. So we just kill you now. You do get some armor out of that, but hopefully we'll still be able to kill you. Get a Custodian in there. Cool. Huskar right here. Give you sharpen. I think it's worth getting the ember back so that we can get 2 more gorge units out. I'm almost even considering we're gonna get 1 extra. Let's do this now. We'll have 1 ember anyway, and we have the mine collapse now to kill things off. Although we can't kill anything with it yet. How much damage are you taking? Not quite enough yet. I think we need to do a double restore here. And then get you down. Alright, so spreading spores, really good. Wildwood sap is really good. Restore is really good. And then we just need to set up that we have a solid mine collapse target next turn. That's gonna be you. And then we get Immortal Trade again. Okay. We can play a I think we only need, yeah, we're good. We can play a restore. Mine collapse. Allowing us to restore again. And then glimmer. Does glimmer bender down here? Maybe glimmer nowhere. We just put this train steward down here. Cool. You're gonna get a lot of resolve triggers. We need to make sure that you have plenty of regen plus lifesteal to deal with that. Let's go 1, 2, mine collapse. Get you out of the deck. I think Glimmer puts this down to a reasonable, almost reasonable level. And then we just get more lifesteal on you. We need more damage on him. Spreading Spores helps. Mind Collapse is not killing anything currently. More damage is great. And let's get the backliner close to dying. Spreading Spores. Oh, we're actually killing it right now. This is awesome. You in there. You in there. Very cool. Very, very cool. They died to spikes, and so then his 10 damage is basically enough to overcome, plus his regen. So he's getting 2 rejuvenation triggers per turn, which is nuts. Another Spreading Spores seems excessive, and I don't think we want Preserve Thorn. Although Preserve Thorns is really good also for Seraph the Diligent. We'll take it. And we'll skip here. We need to keep minusing the cost of stuff, though. We don't need any unit upgrades. We could go for a... I would maybe duplicate my Spreading Spores. That's interesting. Ooh, but getting an extra unit upgrade slot could also be really valuable. We get Merchant of Steel right here and removal. I think we do it. What do we want to duplicate? I think it is the Spreading Spores. Or Space Prism. Oh, no, hold on. Wildwood Sap. Yeah, second Wildwood Sap. To stack more regen faster. This should be okay. We're going to kill almost everything with the sweep unit, and then we only have to kill the big dudes that are left over. And that should be pretty easy with the Sentient. That's fair. I mean, yeah, it's a matter of trying to get as much regen as quickly as possible. But I don't think either way is wrong. I think you can justify both. And clearly I justified the one that I wanted, so I'm happy. Let's start stacking regen now. And I don't think we want to play Immortal Trade yet. I think we want to wait. Well, it's so good. Let's do it. We'll have 1 Ember to work with. Unless we get Mind Collapse, then we'll have more Ember to work with. It's actually okay. Now we have a little bit less Ember. I think it's still... Are you dead? No, you're still killing everything. Let's get you more damage. That's great. Our buddy is in bad shape. Restore. Preserve Thorns. I think we want to avoid... Well, we can kill you with this. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Really good chance we can kill you. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. Get our buddy down here to get extra draw. And then Mind Collapse you to guarantee we can kill you with Mind Collapse next turn. Perfect. Sting. Double Immortal Trade. Restore. Oh wait, no, Restore kills you. We have to do that after. So Shade Splitter first. It's fine. Mind Collapse you. Then more Shade Splitter. I think we just want more regen. Now the question is, are we going to have enough to kill these fools? I think we do. We have so much regen right now. We can kill the backliner, which we kind of have to do. And I think rather than put you here and then get you up top, I think I just put you here now and do a restore. We should have plenty. Wow, we're not killing them. You're doing 35 damage, that's why. Is 1 more enough? No, we're getting wrecked. That's incredible. We're not doing enough because we don't have enough damage on the Sentient. The lifesteal is not enough. We need to be doing at least like 12 damage. Because we're only healing 23. So we die only after a few hits. Huh. Let's try this battle one more time. I think we can actually win this one. And then I'm going to abandon. I just want to see if we can finish it. If there's a tactical way to make this work. So you have to get sharpened. That's a must. And I think you have to put these guys down here. Maybe we just don't go for the immortal trades yet. We go all in on regen and damage at first. And this does allow us to get even more regen stacked early. There's even more regen. We can get a Shade Splitter out. There's some more damage and lifesteal. Put you out here, I guess. More regen. More health is whatever. How much do we want draw? I think it's fine at this point. So we get you. You. No. Shade Splitter. More damage, that's pretty good. Then we Mind Collapse. We restore. Restore. Sting, sting. We have 17 regen now. We should be able to get more before the end. It's sharpen. Mind Collapse on you. Immortal Trade. Get at least one. Let's see if we can get a better morsel out. Yeah, more damage is going to be better for us. Let you die. Yeah, we're actually killing it. That's all we needed to do. Was just focus on our game here. Kill you. More regen. More regen. More damage. Alright, cool. We'll start a new win streak tomorrow. I'm also thinking about what kind of challenge you want to do tomorrow. We'll do something different. And I'm going to end the stream early. I'm going to apologize. I'm also like crazy tired because I stayed up super late finishing that last video last night. So I'm gonna take a break, get ready for work. And with that, name of the day is Pixel. You can also call me Nate. You can call me Nathan. Please never call me Nathaniel. I'll be back tomorrow with a new win streak. And maybe, I don't know if we're going to do a standard win streak. I don't know if we're going to do the Herzl's challenge that Sallink is doing. We'll do something. I'll figure it out today, and we'll do it tomorrow. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in the next stream. See you later.